Hey everyone, welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Chadith, aka Chad, from season 4 with us here today.
Woo, how you feeling?
I feel amazing, I'm excited to be, in the fucking real world and just can breathe and go take a walk if I want to, that shit's amazing.
Yeah. That is nice.
Yeah, we heard the air is different outside the villa from Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse was like, I needed fresh air.
Oh my God.
Like, were you outside the whole time?
The air is a lot different. And Michigan has the best air in the world, too.
It really does. It's
That's true.
Alex spent a whole summer in Michigan with me on our first season of After the Island.
I did.
Really?
Yep.
You like it?
Yeah, it was beautiful. The sunsets are insane.
I agree. I want my kids to grow up in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's a good place to grow up.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you guys doing?
Good. Elizabeth has such a riveting question that she wants to ask every single person.
Oh, how did you get casted for the show? Well, I thought it was our first question we had queued up that you wanted. And I was like, I thought you wanted that question.
Well, okay. You go.
I will go. Chad, how did you get casted for the show, or did you apply? And what was your process like?
One time after class, I was just bored as fuck. And I literally was just saw some ad. And I saw Love Island, but I'm like, I actually love that show. I watched 2 seasons. I watched the one with Molly May and shit. And then season 2 in Vegas. And I was like, you know what? Why not? I don't have any social media or anything. So I just sent them some weird ass email. I'm like, hey, this is me. Huh? Did you attach photos? Yeah, I literally never take pictures of myself, and I don't like pictures. So I had to go. It was so fucking weird. I had to go find some really strange pictures of myself that I had, the only ones that I had. And I sent some weird ass email. I'm like, hey, I'm just Chad. There's really not that much going on. I don't have any social media. Here's some pictures of me. And then they were like, you seem, and I was like, and I think I would bring a different perspective to Love Island, is what I said. Mm-hmm. That was maybe what caught their eye a little bit.
Yeah.
I sent that shit. And then a week later, they're like, oh, you're kind of cute. Seem like you're funny and strange. So fuck it. And then they were apply. And then after that, they were just always super nice towards me and shit. And I was like, oh, I love this. They were just so nice and kind to me. I had a feeling that I just had a gut feeling the whole time that I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really happy though, because this is really not my style at all. But I was like, you know what, this is a good way to kind of get out of my comfort zone. So here we are.
Well, totally.
We were scouring the internet for your social media, and we just kept finding random Chad Robinsons, and I was like, that's not him. That's not him. Why don't you have it? Is there any reason behind it?
I did have a Twitter a few years ago, but then one day I realized I just felt I remember I was laying in my bed and I was just scrolling through shit, and I just realized how empty I was feeling. And that was my last pinch of having a social media feeling. Deleted that shit. Never again. Or not, I don't want to say never again, but I really, even now, because everybody's oh, get a social media.
Yeah.
I still have no pull towards it, still genuinely. I have no
That's kind of nice.
You don't even have fake accounts to look at other people's stuff?
No, swear to God.
Wow.
People, my friends always tell me, they're you can just do that, bro. Nobody's going to know. I'm like, it's not about people knowing if I have a fucking Instagram or whatever. Not this is genuinely me. And I have nothing against it. I'm not anti-social media. It's just, I don't
care.
Yeah, I just really don't care for it. And for my specific purpose in my life, as of right now, I don't see its pros outweighing the cons for me personally. Like I said, I have no problem with it. I think it's dope. You can connect yourself to people across the world. What other generations be able to do that to this extent? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely. I'm just, as of right now, I just don't really see a fucking point.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. Yeah. Definitely different than most people we meet going on the show,
For sure.
I think you're the first.
I do have a Facebook though. I do have Facebook, but it's literally, I do it for work.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, I just do it for that. Because I think I watched some shit that you guys did with Cab talking about Facebook.
Oh yeah, I forget you're the Facebook mom.
The thing is, this is funny. I never said someone was hitting me up on Facebook and shit. I said I slid in somebody else's DM myself. I was And I was like, and I remember too, the girl was like, this is fucking weird. I'm
This
like, I don't
is
know.
so funny.
I was like, I don't know. Like, well, I have no other way to contact you. This is like my only way. And then it ended up, the funny thing is too, I ended up like getting, the information that I wanted and everything. But it did have to go from like, but it did go from like a weird route. She's like, I'm not gonna lie, this was weird. I'm like, well, sorry. It worked out.
Chad at the Facebook
That's
mom.
hilarious.
Chad, are you really into anime?
Yes.
You are.
Yeah, that shit is so strange to me. Like, I'm into anime, like I'm into Marvel and DC, like the comics. Like, I'm actually like with the shits. Like, that was another thing. I was so confused. I'm hearing these things, like I don't see all these comments. My friends would tell me like, oh, someone's saying you're not into anime. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like the people who know me, they're like I do like Naruto runs around like fucking campus and shit. Like it's just to like dick around. Like I'm not gonna act like I'm a anime god. Like I go to like the conventions.
Yeah.
I love anime. Like I watch like Yasuki, Naruto, One Punch Man. I've watched like Death Note. Avatar is the best, even though I know it's kind of like American anime, but it's still the best shit ever. Like
okay.
Anime is amazing.
Okay, good.
I didn't know Avatar counted as anime.
I didn't either, but
like
you learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's not. So I said it's like American anime. But it's fun though. I like it.
Okay, let's get into. You came in as a Casa boy. How did that feel?
I don't know. I thought it was cool. I'm like, I get to talk to them, and they don't have like guys around like fucking hawking them and shit. So,
did you have?
Say it again.
Did you have your eye on anyone specific when you were going in?
To be honest with you, most of the season, and I told Courtney this too, most of the season, Courtney, she was always like in my top, but because like she was never being shown that much within like, I felt like her relationships, like with Felipe and Bryce, in my mindset, I'm thinking, okay, that means that they're strong. Because like there's no drama that they're portraying to everybody. So she never necessarily was like my number one. Because I'm also like, okay, there's no point in going in for someone who's in like the most strong like couple, because that's like how I perceived it. But I thought Maddie was gonna be there. And I always just thought Maddie was just so like nice and like simple and cute. So I was like expecting to see her in there. I was gonna, but obviously she wasn't there when I got there. But Courtney was up there and Kat as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I do remember the you can moment with Kat.
The you can moment.
Yeah.
See, the thing is about that was like a really, like someone also like, they were like, yeah, what was up that you can shit? I'm like, what about it? Because I haven't watched the show.
Oh, no.
And, I'm like, what about it? It was like some tattoo she had on her hand or on her hand.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just kind of like a dickhead. So like, I like to make jokes about like shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like making her like, I was like, because I was like literally just being like an asshole about it. Like, I was actually just being like an asshole, but like for fun. Like we were like laughing. It was like, and we were just like having a good time. And then it ended up just like going to where we were like making out. But I mean, it's just like, it wasn't like some weird like role play. It was literally like we were like dicking
it looks like it. You need to watch it. Do you think you'll watch any of it?
I'm sure I will at some point. Like I kind of want to just completely detach a little bit more before I
that makes sense.
Watch it, because I mean at the end of the day I experienced it. I know what actually happened. Whether 42 minutes portrays that, like I honestly don't really give a fuck. But that was actually super funny. Like we were crying laughing like about her tattoo, and like we made it like another one saying like I can't. And, like they didn't show that part, and like I was the one acting like, oh, I was like the Debbie. I was like the opposite. It was like so fucking funny. But yeah, it wasn't like a role play thing. It was like me and Kat just had like a really strange, weird, like funny relationship.
That I could see that.
Yeah.
So you ultimately end up with Courtney, and she brings you back to the villa. What was your relationship like? I know that she gave you an ultimatum, sort of.
You had to take a sip for this.
Yeah, he did. Can you explain that a little bit?
What part do you want me to explain? Like our relationship overall?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was great. I mean, from my perception, I had a great time. Like we were actually like, honest to God, we were getting like pretty like deep and like intimate. Like it was actually getting there, which surprised me, if I'm being completely honest, because we're just like we're different when it comes to like maybe how we're like perceived when you first meet us and you first talk to us. But like when you kind of like peel back some layers, we're actually similar in like a lot of ways. Like she's also like, for instance, like just kind of like, for instance, like dark techno, like what a lot of people like necessarily wouldn't listen to. She like likes that shit and I like that shit. It's like, so like once you peel back like the whole, her like villa persona and like her that, like she's like so cool and like awesome. And we were like getting like deep and like shit. Like she even told me at a point, she was like, yeah, like if you left the villa or if you got booted from the villa, like I would leave with you. Like she told me that.
Wow.
Yeah. And like it was like getting like, we were like actually, I mean, we spent like a lot of like times like in bed together, like being like legit. I mean, like I was being like as genuine as I could be. I mean, I think the way maybe I like show like love and affection might be not ideal to some people, but like to me, the way I like show my appreciation for actually what I have going on with someone is like I tell them like my thoughts, like I tell them like my plan, like involving like I don't know, spirituality or like the shit I want to do for the world. Like I don't tell many people that, but I did end up telling her like that kind of stuff because we were like getting to that point. Oh yeah, but yeah, no, I mean that's pretty much it. Like you know, it was like it was a great time, you know.
So what happened? Was it more you just weren't really like ready to commit to a relationship or like take the next step?
So like as I said, like it was getting like deep and intimate, but at the same time, I'm a person where, because to her it might not even been like say like, but to me that was like sharing that shit was like kind of like oh wow, but I didn't think that I still knew her because when I think of because she told me that she was like yeah like I could see because everything went downhill at the exact moment when she asked me, do you see us working outside of the villa? And I'm like I couldn't say like for sure. That was like the only thing I just couldn't say like completely yes because I felt like if you're saying like we could date outside the villa, like to me I've only had like one like I mean like 1.5 2 but like one like for real relationship where I was like in love and like they knew my family like deep. So for me to say that for me is like absolutely huge to say like I'm willing to date you. Like and not saying that she's not like phenomenal, but it's just for me that's like a huge step in saying that you know I'm gonna bring you around my family. I'm gonna bring you around my nephew, and like you know these things. Like there's only like one girl who's like ever done this for me, and even though like we are gaining and we are getting deeper, I didn't feel like I was at that level where I could guarantee that to her, you know. And and I understand, you know, she's like, you know, you got to live in the moment, like stop thinking about the time and shit. But like I do understand that perspective, but I also understand the perspective of that time like does have value in, you know, a relationship. I mean, I think that's like pretty obvious. And I didn't feel like we were at that point where I could, you know, say like, yes, I will give you this. And like, I don't want to also be open to like the experience that's like presented in front of me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So when Mackenzie walked in first, did you know who she was? Because you watched season 2.
So when I saw her face, I'm like, what the fuck? You look so familiar. But I didn't know for sure, you know?
Yeah.
And then, because she had bangs and she just looked different.
Yeah.
She looked a little different. And then she said it. I'm like, oh, this all makes sense.
So funny.
So how did you guys connect? And all the while, Phoebe's there too.
How did Phoebe come into play? What, as you know, the downfall of Courtney was happening, like, did Phoebe being around play into that too? Or no, was it solely just that you
not at all? Literally, like,
the villa?
That is literally like that's what people don't understand. That is the moment like everything went downhill because she was like, damn, like maybe we are on different pages. Like you don't necessarily seeing it. Like she straight up said, she's like, yeah, like I could see us like dating outside the villa, like Michigan to LA type shit. She said that to me. And I was like, I was very flattered by that. I'm like, you know, like it could, I told her, I was like, I just can't say for sure. Like I could maybe see that, but like, I just don't know that yet. And then while all this was happening, me and Phoebe were literally just building like a friendship. Like I know I have actually, that's the one thing I have been aware of that's going on like outside of the shit about like what's going on with her. For one, anyone who's saying like all that shit is weird, creepy, and like just has problems. Like, who gives fucking death threats over like this kind of shit? Like, you're seeing 42 minutes of. So I mean, you guys have been there. Like,
Yeah,
like, such like a
very
bigger,
unnecessary.
so
I look like I don't speak.
exactly. Which like, so that is weird. So and like, I feel so like bad for her.
I always try to tell people to remember, like, you're watching this as like their characters on a show. Like, you don't actually know them.
Literally, like, it is at the end of the day just like a character kind of being portrayed.
Yeah.
But no, me and Phoebe, we were just like kind of gaining a friendship like as this was going on. We were like Phoebe was like so respectful about me and Courtney's like situation. Like, we didn't kiss once outside of a challenge while me and Courtney were coupled up. We didn't even like cuddle or like get like close to. There was like always space between us when we would have conversations. And but no, it was like at that time it was me and Phoebe were just understanding like our friendship, but like I was also like attracted to her. So, and believe it or not, like while Courtney was giving me all this time, me and Phoebe, whenever we have a conversation, for some reason, however it went, it was always cut very short. So we never really got to like explore like while me and Courtney were also like, we never like, we were just able to literally just get to like a friendship level, but know that there's more interest. And like, that was kind of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Courtney could like feel that lingering too?
Yeah.
That, like, yeah.
Absolutely. Like the thing is I respect, like, I don't necessarily agree with the ultimatum. Like, I wouldn't go about it that way myself, but like, I completely respect it. Like, if she wants A and I'm giving her B, like, I completely understand that, you know, like I said, I wouldn't go about it that way myself. Like, I understand that and I respect it, you know, like, that's good for her.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, no, me and Phoebe were just like having this friendship and it was gaining, and like Courtney was feeling like that pressure. And I don't think, you know, she liked that, you know, we were kind of getting more deep, but I was also still open, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like in my head, I'm also trying to understand like the ecosystem of this shit. And everybody's telling me like, hey bro, like you need to still be on Love Island. Like, I get you guys are liking each other. Like, you guys are seeming lovey-dovey, but bro, like, what the fuck? You got like these girls who are trying to talk to you and like, you're not even giving them like the time of day.
Options open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Like, you're right. I should also experience the situation just like she has. Like, she's had like 3 guys before me.
Right.
Now all of a sudden I'm in here and, you know, I gotta, which I also, like I said, I do understand where she's coming from. Like, I really do. But, you know,
I
like,
see both perspectives.
The way we kind of reviewed it was you guys were at different points in your journey. Like, you were just starting it and she was kind of looking to wrap hers up and, you know, walk out of the villa with a connection versus you were trying to make all of them still.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. I think that's a good perspective, honestly.
Okay, so what happened with Mackenzie?
Yeah.
It was, Mackenzie helped give me perspective.
On what?
Honestly, on me and Courtney's situation. And how I should be actually okay. Because I think she could tell I was kind of having a little internal turmoil about the fact that I was like exploring other options. Because I was like, I know sometimes I might seem cold and like fucking heartless and shit, but with how I like express things, but I was having like a little bit of like internal turmoil about like, fuck, like I feel bad for like doing this. And I know Courtney just wants me. And I'm like still like, you know, at least open to other people. And Mackenzie's like, you have to like live in the present and not just think about like what could happen after the villa. And she actually helped me to understand like it is okay to be open, you know. But as far as like the romance between me and Mackenzie, it just never really got there like at all, to be honest with you. I think she knows that, you know, but I mean, she's great. Like, she has a lot of intel.
Yeah.
Sounds like she was a good therapist for a lot of people too.
So did you couple up with her because Joel picked Phoebe?
We love
Joel.
Yeah. I mean, sure, as I'm sure Courtney's talked about, like, she ended it with me before the recoupling. So obviously I'm not gonna go with her in that situation. And on top of that too, I also felt like, because I'm with Courtney, it was harder for me to like actually open up and knowing that Courtney's around. So I was like, maybe I could actually feel this out with Mackenzie because Courtney's not here to like kind of be in my mind. And like, actually I can give Mackenzie a fair shot. Because at the end of the day, she still had to do everything that everybody else had to do to get to that point, to come here. She sacrificed time, money. So I'm like, I'm going to actually be open with that. And so I was excited to, like at least be open with Mackenzie, so, see where it could go.
Yeah.
I don't know to play Phoebe. And I told Mackenzie this shit too. Like I always told everybody what I was about to do before I did shit. But, like she knew that I was still feeling Phoebe more than I was feeling Mackenzie, at that point. So I was planning to her, but Joel beat me to the punch.
I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a scene of the girls up in the dressing room, and it's mainly between Mackenzie and Phoebe, and they kind of go at it a little because Mackenzie tells Phoebe that Chad downplays his feelings for you, and he doesn't do that with Courtney.
Okay.
Well, I know that you had a combo with Phoebe about it as well. Yeah. Did you downplay your feelings with Phoebe to people?
No, I didn't downplay. I just simply, when it came to Mackenzie, I just didn't go to the like extent maybe she was looking for. I don't know. Like, if she like this, for instance, if she asked me if I liked Phoebe, I would say yes. But I wouldn't go like, oh, I like Phoebe, but I also want to do X, Y, and Z with her. I would just leave it at that because for one, I know at least if I was talking to a girl and, I asked her a question, I wouldn't really want her to go like that much into detail about like what the fuck she's feeling like some another guy. I would want to know just like cold hard facts and like that's about it. I don't think I need to know every thought that you have about this person. And as far as what she was talking about with like what I said about
Courtney.
Like with Courtney, there was a difference because when Mackenzie came in, that was what in a way was like her competition in a way, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So she wanted to know, so Mackenzie asked me a lot of questions about Courtney. So if you ask me a question, I am going to answer. I'm not going to go too far. Like this is the kind of person I am. Like, I'm not going to go too far if I don't like absolutely have to, but she asked me a lot of questions about me and Courtney's situation because, that's who I was coupled up with and she was interested in me. So she was like, so where are you and Courtney at? How do you actually feel about her? All this shit about Courtney. So yeah, I'm going to tell her. She asked me, but she didn't ask me that same type of stuff about Phoebe because she wasn't really aware of fully, what was like going on with that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, that clears it up actually.
How are things now between you and Phoebe? Where are you guys kind of at?
We're good. Like she goes to U of M and shit. Hey, buddy. She goes to U of M, and like what I like about it is like there's no like crazy like pressure with the situation. It's just like we're just gonna like see how things like are going, and we're gonna be open to like exploring. Like we really, I don't know how they made it seem, but we really did not have that much time of like romantic and intimate like connection in there. Because for a long time we didn't do anything outside of like a challenge because out of respect for like the couples and who I'm sharing a bed with, who she's sharing a bed with.
Right.
So we didn't really have that much time. So we're still like in that like exploration phase. Like we're not solidified, but she's awesome. Like she's literally like, she's really like that bitch or whatever the fuck people say.
She's different is what Jeff would say.
Like,
she's different, bro.
Like she does what she wants to do, and I respect that. So, yeah, we're like going to hang out and, see what's up.
We're getting yelled at, but we have to do our fast facts with you. Ready? Okay. Messiest person in the villa.
My dog, Jeff. But
funny.
He's amazing though. Like, but it was so fucking funny.
Funniest Islander.
Jeff, I would say. I think I'm a close second, but whatever.
Okay.
Best cook? Me, for sure.
We heard that. What was your favorite dish to cook in the villa?
Well, I made like ridiculous sandwiches. I can cook a lot more, but like it wasn't just like a normal sandwich. Like you ask anyone, I literally probably cooked over 100 sandwiches in the last week, straight up.
Oh my God.
Sandwiches. Like she literally told me that it changed her entire day.
Wow,
Oh
I
my
want to say
gosh.
that.
She said it made her morning better and it made the day more worth living. And she was being 100% serious. I mean,
Wow.
about it. So,
Okay, best smooth talker.
Best smooth talker, probably Timmy.
Best kisser.
Phoebe.
Someone playing the game or someone who was playing the game. Anyone. It could be any Islander.
What is playing the game? That's
Like
He's trying to make
calculated.
it to the end. Yeah,
Like trying to-
calculating it to make it to the end.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Can I say something about this real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, we're getting yelled at, but
Quick.
Give me 1 second. Okay. The playing the game shit. I did see a snippet of someone's Courtney saying I was playing the game. If I was playing the game, my best bet would have honestly been to stay with her because that would be like my best bet if I'm playing the game to like win the fucking money, which I never thought about. But because I always, whatever. But I wasn't playing the game. Like I was actually real as fuck with her, like straight up. Like I really was. So, and I would have stayed with her if that was like my point. But the person playing the game, calculated, I don't fucking know. No one that I met, honestly. Everybody was there just doing what you're supposed to do. Like you get a connection. I don't know. Fucking Felipe, maybe.
who would take the money at the end instead of splitting it?
Who would take the money instead of splitting it? Oh, that's a good one.
Some people said you.
Me?
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck.
It can be you.
Honestly, I wouldn't do that because to me that would just be weird. But maybe only okay. Listen, I'm gonna say Chaz, and the only reason I'm saying this is because Chaz is like he gets this shit. Like if someone's not like fucking respecting him, he's moving the fuck on. He doesn't give a fuck. So if he's in a situation where he feels like that, he's gone. Like boom. But not because he's bad.
It is me and Chattington today. Elizabeth is on a plane, so we are finishing up our interview from yesterday because we didn't have enough time to discuss everything. So, Chad, how are you feeling again? How are you today? Long time no see.
I know, right? It's a surprise. Feel absolutely amazingly delightful. Delicious.
I love that answer. Delicious. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think one of the main things that we did not cover was how did you feel when the Islanders voted to send you and Phoebe home?
I mean, I knew it was going to happen.
You did?
Yeah. It wasn't like a question in my mind as if I was going to, go home that night. It was just a matter of, this is how it's going to happen, Mm-hmm. And, honestly, that day when we saw our parents and shit, me and Phoebe were both pretty pleased with everything. We were just, I feel like that kind of made us at peace, and we were just like, this is dope. We had a good time, but we knew the OGs weren't going to vote off another OG. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And that's just, even as Love Island, but that's a part of it. You build friendships, you build bonds. So, and I don't think that they're wrong for that either. This is just me being candid about what, how it went, as well as, it was just such an interesting time because that was right around the time when everybody was realizing that we didn't know as much about Deb and Jesse as we may have thought. We didn't I guess everybody more so thought they were more solid than what they were. And at that time, it seemed like there was a question mark on what their situation was. I'm glad they got it figured out now, which I think had a lot to do with Jeff and how that shit went.
Yeah.
But, I think that kind of pushed them in a certain direction. So Jeff deserves some credit for a part of that. Obviously, we'll get into some other parts of that, but
yeah. Regarding that, a lot of people noticed this. Did you try to mediate the situation after once you got dumped and it kind of got heated? We saw you kind of get in the middle. What were you saying or what were you trying to do?
Yeah, I just grabbed Jeff and I pulled him over. I'm like, bro, I was like, let's just have a good night. Let's just not even get over this, because me and him, Jeff was my dog in there. So, and and Timmy too. I loved him too. Everybody,
yeah.
But I was closest to Jeff, within my personal experience. And Jeff, he listened to me, I think more so than some of the other guys. And so I just, grabbed him, let's just kind of get out of this. But there's so much chatter going on, and honestly, that's just always been my like role like in life. I swear, just because like I'm typically one of like the bigger guys in the situation, people always like chat, like stop the fight. I'm like, bro, so I can get knocked the fuck out, like nice. Anyways, so like that's just like natural instinct in me now. So I just grabbed him and like pulled him away, or tried to pull him away, and like which. Like he was walking away, then, it kind of got dispersed and they just kept talking, which is kind of how it goes,
Yeah. Just smack talk.
I was just trying to I was just trying to mediate it like a little bit, but it was just so many people talking and I was just like, let's just fucking end this shit. Like,
So you and Jeff had like a pretty strong friendship in there, and he obviously
my best friend in there.
Okay. So he obviously knew you and Phoebe's relationship, and that's kind of where we see him upset because he knew that you guys were advancing and disagreed with other people regarding Deb and Jesse, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So Jeff and Jeff, he was very close with Jesse. I mean, I would say Jesse and Jeff were like my two closest friends in there. So and Isaiah. And actually, you know what?
I like everyone.
As everyone says, like everyone loves everyone in there. True.
Yeah.
Everybody's dope. Like, Timmy's dope. Joel's dope. Oh my God, I love them all. I can go on and on about every one of them. I like try to psychoanalyze all of them so much because they're just so like, they just have so much to offer. Like their words are so like incredible. But anyways, what were we saying? Oh,
just about Jeff and you and Phoebe.
So Jeff got he just got like a more like a inside perspective on like what me and Phoebe's situation was, and he saw us like progressing, and he also didn't like obviously one of his best friends in there, Jesse, was having like some concerns about Deb, and he's like, how are you still like having these kind of concerns like 6 weeks in or like 5 weeks in, and that didn't sit right with Jeff, so he was like the whole longevity shit in his head didn't really matter. And I also understand that, like, because it's like what does longevity mean if at this point you still don't even know, like, if you like where you guys stand in a way? Because that was kind of like the vibe around them at that time.
Right.
Obviously they have to figure it out now, which is dope. But but at that time, no one really knew kind of what was going on. So and Jeff is, very straightforward. He was like, so why, if this is Love Island, in his mind, he's like, why are you voting for people just because they've had a longer time here and they still don't know where they are compared to people who have shown that, like, regardless, like they are like kind of progressing,
right.
Like very linearly too. So that was kind of like Jeff's mindset with that. And like, I understand both sides too, because at the end of the day, we haven't been through anything. And Jesse and Deb have been through some shit. They've had their ups and downs. So it was like, that does show strength in and of itself that they're even still together by this point. You know what I mean? Even though it might be a question mark, that getting to that point still shows that, they have some strong shit going on. So I was like, like I get that too, like completely. I mean, I was ready to fucking go, if I'm being honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, everyone hits their point. What was the vibe like packing your bags after the situation? Because I know it's like so awkward to begin with, and everyone's kind of, standing around helping you pack. Like, what was that situation like afterwards?
Yeah, it was nothing like anybody else going home. Yeah. Obviously there's animosity in the air. Jesse's just such a nice guy. So he's just like, I think he didn't like that, like, because of kind of concerns that, now this thing kind of blew up from like his other friend's perspective. And, and Timmy obviously was involved. So, Timmy, he was still like cool and everything. So was Jeff. Like when he came back, he was cool, like, but that's still just looming in the air. Like, oh, because obviously everybody had to be separated. It was like a big ass deal. And so it was just looming in the air. Like the energy was just it was like flickering. That's what it felt like. It was just like what's going on type of thing. But I was like, fuck it. Like, I was just trying to like big chill, just like the whole fucking show. But
so when you were walking out, do you kind of feel like me and Elizabeth both thought that your exit was kind of robbed from what we saw from everything going on outside while you guys were walking out?
Yeah, I mean, definitely from a black and white standpoint, it was, robbed simply because of, the attention was not on us. I mean, I more so feel bad. I not feel bad, but like I more so feel for Phoebe in that situation because honestly, like I literally could give less of a fuck about like having some like crazy exit personally. But like for her, like I did want her to have like that moment because she deserved it. Like she literally went through so much. Like people don't understand like her, aside from Sydney, she had like the most difficult, I think, just route in there. And not that Isaiah was treating Sydney like shit or anything, like in my opinion, just that Sydney just had a lot thrown at her. There's just a lot that happened with her and she dealt with it amazing. So did Isaiah. But aside from Sydney, Phoebe had a really just hard route in there and a lot of shit happened to her. So I wanted her to have like that moment of just a nice, peaceful closing. But obviously, that didn't happen. So from that standpoint of like her, I do like I wish that part could have went different. But at the same time, I think that altercation or whatever you want to call it kind of had to happen a little bit, And I think by Jeff speaking his mind, I honestly think that, and then the whole like F nausea thing, I do wish that wasn't how that specific part was said. I think he was just expressing his emotion just more so just in a way like Jeff, he's just, he just says it like really how like what comes to his heart right away, and so like I feel for Naja as well. Like I wish it didn't necessarily happen like that, but I also feel for Jeff because like he kind of had a target a little bit for a second. And but yeah, I wish for Phoebe and everything because she really deserved that to have like kind of like that moment towards the end with that. But now Jess and Deb are dating though, and that's lit.
Yeah, I'm so excited for them.
That's like kind of pushing that message like that. It like made them kind of just rethink it because it's like, why is it that big of a deal, And I think that helped push them into like, oh, let's actually dive deep and figure out what's going on. And now look at them; they're looking all cute and shit. So let's go.
So moving on to more lighter topics, who are you closest with in the villa? I know you said like all the guys, but who did you have the most fun with?
Jeff was definitely the closest person I was with in the villa. I think we're really similar in the way that not that I don't think anyone was being fake in there, but I think that me and Jeff were really on the same wavelength of like, we just acted like the cameras literally just like weren't there. It was just like what you see is what you get kind of thing. And like, we didn't really filter ourselves very much and like all that kind of thing. So that like helped us, I think, connect like on like that level. And that's why, that's my dog, Jesse. I just want to give a little piece to everybody. Cause that's how I value them. Jesse, he was just amazing. His energy was so positive. You see him, you just want to give him a hug. Like he genuinely was like made your day better because he was happy and he showed his happiness to you. So I love Jesse for that. I was close with him. I was close with Isaiah. Isaiah was like, he felt like a lot like a friend from home that I could just like, he always wanted to like mess with me. Like he would just like poke at me and shit. And I just loved like freaking out at him. And like, we just had so much fun and we were just like weird together. Joel, Big Joe, are you kidding? We love Joel. Like Joel was just like such a ball of just like love. You know what I mean? But he was also like so like fun with it. He always wanted to have a good time. Like he's just good, positive energy. Like Joel was dope. And Timmy was just very introspective. Like me and him connected on like it's kind of like more of like a deeper spiritual level. Like we could talk about things. Like we could say something that we knew no one else around us understood. And we would just kind of look at each other like, okay, like I get what you're saying type of thing. And he was very introspective and he was starting to come a lot more out of his shell towards the end. So I love that about Timmy. And as far as females, obviously I got really close to Phoebe at the end. Like Phoebe's amazing. She was like the most bold person. Like she literally made this season worth watching, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like if she wasn't there, like, like you know what I'm saying? She made this season worth watching. Like literally, she's like in my eyes, like MVP. Like she revived everything, like, and everything. So Phoebe, she's amazing. Obviously, she's beautiful. She's dope. And I was really close with Courtney too before she left. I think after watching some interviews and everything, it's crazy how some things are kind of starting to be understood after watching things back. I think what matters most is how you feel towards people and like towards energy within when you're actually having energy transfer, within the villa and you're in their presence. But, I was really close with Courtney as well. She's dope. I think she's awesome. And Zeta, like she was awesome. Naja was literally such a sweetheart. Naja's such a sweetheart.
She's
like,
so sweet.
I love her and Jeff together. Like I hate that moment kind of became like a highlight for them because they're like just so like great together. Like if you see them together, it's just like they're just so like cute together. But Naja, she's such a sweetheart and like she's awesome. Like yeah, everybody was honestly so great. Who else? Jared was great.
Yeah,
and Jared was dope. Like he was just so open-minded and like I was able to kind of connect with him in a similar way as like Timmy of like, we could talk a little bit more about what I like to call like extraterrestrial stuff.
Could you do that with any of the girls besides Phoebe?
Courtney, me and her, we were able to start talking about like some spiritual stuff, which was fun. And Zeta, I had a really far and deep conversation with her one time in the bathroom about like spirituality. And that was when like, I think that was when she went and told Courtney, like, you should really like even more so like try and listen to what he's saying. Because we were definitely like, we were very much me and Zeta were very much on the same wavelength when it came to like consciousness and like that kind of shit. But I could talk about that shit all day.
I know. I'm like, I could go on about this for days. So like, don't get me started.
Yeah, literally, especially with like consciousness and like spirituality. Oh my God, this is all I think about all day.
No, same.
Honestly, everybody there was so dope. Also, Sydney was literally the coolest girl ever.
She's so cool. Like, I want her to be my friend.
Literally, like Sydney's just like cool. Like she's just like, cool. Like there's just, there's people they're just like, damn, bro, you're just like cool. Like damn. That's how Sydney was for sure. Deb, she was funny. Deb was it was just a ball of energy and just weird. Yeah. That's why I love her because I like weird people because I'm fucking weird as shit. So like I don't like people. Well, honestly, I don't like people that aren't weird, but I really enjoy weird people. Phoebe was weird. Courtney was weird. Like, like
everyone's a little bit weird,
Everyone's a little bit weird.
We love that though.
We love that. Like, what the fuck?
You're like the chef of the house. Every Islander said you're the best cook. Yes. Did you cook for everyone? And what was their favorite? I know you said you did sandwiches, but like, I need more information.
I'll just tell you like a small synopsis of it because if I tell you too much, then you might not want one day. One day you might be near each other and be like, okay, Chad, I need one of these sandwiches. But if I tell you too much, I'll just say it's like a good concoction of multiple types of cheeses. The meat is it's all about the process. You have to toast the bread before, you have to butter both sides after, then you got to put the meat in, and then you got to put it on a pan and then put the cheese in and the sauce at a certain time before you put it on the panini press. And then I realized too, and then I transferred that into like a breakfast sandwich. Then like word got out and like people started like trying another bite. They're like, they would come tab me. Like they're all fucking tiny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Chad, like, can you make me a sandwich? I'm like, sure, of course. Like, what would you like on it? So I would literally be in the kitchen in the morning for probably an hour and a half to 2 hours cooking sandwiches and like eggs for everybody. I made Jeff breakfast every morning. One day,
like the song, "A Single Mom Who Works Too Hard."
It was. Literally, that's what it was. Like every day, it would just be like towards the end, I was like, I literally just didn't want to go to the kitchen. And Phoebe, I cooked Phoebe, I swear to God, probably over 20 sandwiches.
I thought this was a great question. This is a fan question. They said, what got you into meditation and what's your routine with it? You can do like a quick synopsis.
Yeah. What got me into meditation? I think I just hit like an actual really rough point in my life. And then I had to just figure out something like that had to work, and then, you hear all this shit about all this type of stuff. You just got to keep trying everything out.
Did you find a lot of time to be able to do that in the villa? Because I know emotions, interactions, everything can cause absolute chaos. So we saw clips of you occasionally meditating. So I just was wondering if you got time.
Oh yeah. I used to do it almost every day. I did it probably like 5 of the 7 days every week. I don't know. for a while, I mean, I really was to myself like a lot in there. Like I would come out to play, don't get me wrong, and like dick around. Like I love that shit, but I need to like I was in the treehouse like so much. Like people would always just ask me, like, are you even like here right now? Like, because I would just be like gone. Like Courtney would like sometimes be searching around for me, or like Phoebe would be or whatever. And they would just like find me. Eventually it's like I'm just in the treehouse. Like I just needed to, you know, like be away, get my thoughts together. Because like it's a very overstimulating environment.
For sure.
A lot of shit. So
it's nice they had the treehouse too. It's kind of sick to be able to do it there.
They need that. Honestly, they definitely need it. Even more secluded one like next time. Because people can still kind of see you. And that was kind of hard, like meditating, but you kind of get used to it, like knowing that there's like cameras watching you. Like
like everywhere you look, you're just like, okay.
I can't even like meditate like by myself. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like Big Brother. It's like everyone's watching you.
But everyone's watching you. Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to know, what's your funniest memory or something I know you didn't watch it back yet, but like something we may not have seen on TV. Just best moment overall.
A really good moment for me was, well, there's two. One was like definitely like when everybody got back from Casa Amor and like the emotions went down and everybody was literally just this giant playground for like a couple of days with like 18 people like sleeping everywhere. There's no beds, there's no space. It was just like a fun little like party for like a couple of days. And that was actually super fun. Like getting to know everybody. That was amazing. And then also when me and like Phoebe were able to actually just kind of be a little bit more like free and just do what we wanted to do. Because like what people don't understand is like we really were just friends for like the longest time. Like I don't know how they portrayed it. And it seems like they may have made it look like I was like on some like sus shit like behind Courtney's back. But like during that whole time, me and Phoebe literally never even kissed outside of the challenge, never even like touched. Like I was like so like I didn't do shit with her before. And that's kind of also when me and Mackenzie, like it was kind of the same kind of thing. I'd never kissed her outside of the challenge. And then so when we were actually able to just be free and like explore the intimate side, that was a really fun moment for me. I was like, this is dope. Yeah,
I think everyone was just confused. And we saw Mackenzie yesterday, so we were like getting all of the information because we were all confused about, she literally was like, okay, like Courtney and Chad, they had a connection, blah, 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 romantic. Yeah. Phoebe, romantic connection. She said, me and Chad, like we drew the line, like we did not have a romantic connection. We were friends. Yeah. And I think that's where everyone gets so kind of disconnected because when they're watching you and Phoebe have that kiss in the dressing room and Mackenzie walking in, but they don't know that you guys are just friends.
Oh, I see. So that's why my friends are texting me saying people are calling you a snake. I'm
like, yeah. Shady snake.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think like
by the time me and it's so funny. By the time me and Phoebe did a like dressing room kiss, literally like me and Mackenzie like had like a laughing fun conversation about how we were like, we realized that like we're just like friends and like that's like completely fine. That's amazing. We like love our friendship. And like similar, and then Phoebe and Joel also had the conversation like before that. So that was like our first time ever actually doing anything like intimate kind of outside of a challenge. Literally the first time, and that was like 4 episodes or probably 4 nights before we left. So we really didn't have much time, you know? Like that's so funny. Oh my God.
I feel like the last question, as we know, the reunion was tonight. You were there. I mean, is tonight. Were you there?
Yeah, I was.
Was there any tea spilled? Don't say it, but just let us know.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was definitely some people being hounded. It was so funny. And you're going to see exactly what I mean. Like, there was definitely some people being hounded, some shit that came out, like a huge curveball that they throw in there of like, but the person who was hounded handled it absolutely amazing.
I know you don't have social media, but I guess we can't keep up with you. You're just going to keep us guessing.
Yeah. I have Snapchat, you know.
Are you willing to give that away?
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
I would give that away to like, you know, people who I know or like,
Yeah.
you know, but
So for everyone wondering where they can catch Chad, you can't. You just never know where he's going to be.
exactly. I'm always around, but I'm like not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So the spirit of Chad is everywhere.
I'm always listening and I'm always there.
Thank you so much for coming on. We loved to have all this time with you, and we can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited to see what's up.